In recent months, growing attention has turned to reports that China may be quietly supporting Iran's missile program, a development that could alter the security balance across the Middle East. While there is no confirmed evidence of Beijing directly transferring fully developed weapons like intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, or hypersonic systems, multiple credible sources suggest that China has supplied Tehran with materials and chemicals essential for missile fuel. If accurate, this would give Iran the capacity to expand its missile arsenal at a time of heightened regional tensions. The Wall Street Journal, citing individuals familiar with the matter, recently reported that Iran has placed significant orders with Chinese companies for ammonium perchlorate, a critical ingredient for solid rocket fuel. Experts say this chemical alone could allow Iran to manufacture as many as 800 ballistic missiles. Earlier transfers of sodium perchlorate from China, which can be converted into ammonium perchlorate, were already sufficient to power hundreds of short-range rockets, raising alarms among defense analysts in Washington and European capitals. Western officials argue that while these substances are technically dual-use, meaning they can serve civilian or scientific purposes like space launches, their large-scale acquisition by Iran points strongly toward military objectives. Iran has long prioritized missile development as a pillar of its defense and deterrence strategy, particularly since international sanctions have limited its access to modern aircraft and conventional weapon systems. Iran itself has claimed to have developed a hypersonic missile, though such statements are difficult to verify independently. Reuters has noted that Iranian military officials often exaggerate capabilities for political signaling, but U.S. intelligence agencies continue to take such claims seriously, given Iran's proven track record in producing and deploying short and medium-range ballistic missiles. The country already possesses one of the largest missile arsenals in the Middle East, a factor that has repeatedly shaped the calculations of Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the United States. China, for its part, denies that it has violated international export controls. Beijing insists that it complies with global non-proliferation rules and maintains strict oversight of sensitive technologies. However, several experts quoted by outlets such as Al Jazeera and the Financial Times argue that China's enforcement has often been lax, especially when commercial intermediaries or front companies are involved. This ambiguity leaves open the possibility that Beijing is turning a blind eye to questionable shipments in order to maintain deniability. The strategic logic behind China's relationship with Iran is clear. By nurturing closer defense ties with Tehran, Beijing gains a foothold in a region where the U.S. has traditionally dominated. Iran sits at the crossroads of vital energy routes and remains a leading oil supplier to China, despite Western sanctions. A militarily stronger Iran also complicates American and European influence in the Middle East, something Chinese policymakers may see as useful in shaping a multipolar global order. For Tehran, deepening ties with Beijing is equally attractive. Iran has faced years of crippling sanctions, cyber attacks, and even direct military strikes against its missile infrastructure. By securing supply chain from China, Iran can rebuild its deterrent capacity, strengthen its influence over proxy groups in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, and project resilience against Western pressure. This fits neatly with Iran's broader strategy of asymmetric defense. Still, Washington and its allies worry about the consequences. If Iran were to accelerate missile production with Chinese assistance, it could trigger a new arms race in the Middle East. Israel, for example, has consistently warned that it will not tolerate existential threats on its borders, and Saudi Arabia has invested heavily in advanced missile defense systems.